Okay, foodies, so for the first time in a long time, I have a new gadget to open up for you guys. I haven't bought anything in months. This is the longest that I've gone without buying any kitchen gadgets because I didn't need anything. I have everything, and honestly, I don't even have room for anything else. I don't even have room for this. But in my kitchen gadget group, there's quite a few people who are interested in this, wondering should they buy it. I have a couple members who have bought it and loved it. So I went ahead and I purchased it just to give it a try. I'm honestly still not even sold on this thing. This is called the Ninja Foodi, and it's 2 gadgets in 1. It's a pressure cooker that air fries. So I don't know, it's not very often that I need to pressure cook something and then fry it. So that part doesn't really have me sold. But I guess if you're tight on space and you don't really have room for an air fryer and a pressure cooker, this is where this comes in handy because it's 2 in 1. So let's go ahead and open it up. So first in the box, you're gonna get a recipe book. It's got 45 recipes to get you started, and then a little quick start, get to know your foodie, and then your owner's manual. So that's up first. Now let's dig into this thing. Okay, ooh, it's really big, so I'm gonna do this. Hopefully that'll make it easier to pull it out. Okay, whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay, so the first thing that I've got out is, this looks like the pressure cooker lid. So sealing valve is here, the little button that pops up when it's sealing. All right, pressure cooker sealing ring inside. Okay, so we got that. Next up, we've got a phone ringing. It's so annoying because it's just these darn political calls. Anyways, hold on. Okay, so here's a rack, and it sits 2 different ways. You can sit it this way, so then it's closer to the bottom of the pot. Turn it this way. It's raised higher, and you can put food under and on top. So got that. And then let's see. It's kind of heavy. All right, here we go. Here it is. Whoop, hold on. Okay. Okay, here we go. Let me get you in closer. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, so let's see what we got. Oh, okay, so it opens to the side, and we got more stuff inside. Okay, so we've got another rack here. We've got this, looks like the air fryer basket. Little feet on the bottom to lift it up. So there's that. It's not super big. Can you see? I'm trying to put my hand in there. I mean, it's not little, but it's not like huge either. And then you've got your inner pot, and this is a 6-quart cooking pot, non-stick interior. So this, let me move the camera again. So this is the air fryer lid. It's got the fan in here. So here's the thing. When you're air frying, you put the basket aside, you close the lid, get your air fry on. When you're pressure cooking, use the pot, and then you have to put on the pressure cooker lid, but the air fryer lid does not come off. This is on here permanently. So you're not going to be able to use the pressure cooker function under your kitchen cabinets. It's not going to fit. So you're going to have to put it on an island or move it out from in front of your cabinets. And because it closes like this, you're going to have to store this lid somewhere else. All right, now we're zoomed back in. I've plugged it in. We're going to play with the buttons a little bit, but I wanted to show you this little cup here that's on the back. This is a condensation cup. If you have a pressure cooker, you're already familiar with what this is. If any condensation builds up, it'll drain into this cup, and when you're done pressure cooking, then you just rinse out the cup. So let's see, looks like we've got a power button right here. So now we've got some power. Over here we've got adjustments for the temperature, we've got adjustments for the cook time, and is this a button? Okay, these aren't buttons, but it's a picture of pressure cooker, air fryer. So let's see here. The preset buttons are pressure. Okay, and it tells you to put on the lid, steam, slow cook, sear, saute, dehydrate. So obviously that uses the air fry lid. So dehydrate, I see it's preset at 150. Let's see how low it goes. Okay, so dehydrate goes down to 105 degrees and it goes up to 195. Okay, and then we've got broil, bake, roast. So this is set at 375, so let's see how high it goes. Okay, so up to 400 degrees for baking / roasting, and then lowest that it goes is 250 degrees. So that's pretty good. And then we've got the air crisp setting. Max temperature for air frying is 400 degrees. And let's see, the lowest you can go for air frying is 300 degrees. And then here is your keep warm button and your start stop button. Okay, so that's the basics of this. So let's cook something. Okay, wait, before we get cooking, let me go ahead and check out the presets for pressure cooking. Because I didn't have the pressure cooking lid on, it didn't really say anything, it just said lid. So I have the lid on, turning it on. So now I hit the pressure button and it says high, and let's see. Okay, so you got high and low pressure. It's preset to high. The steam, there's no temperature for the steam, just time. And then the slow cook function, you can do high or low. And sear saute, it's high, medium, low medium, or medium low, and low. All right, so there you go. Those are the presets for the pressure cooker function. And now we can get cooking. All right, let's get started on this peach cobbler. I've got 2 bags of frozen peaches, followed by 1 cup of sugar, and then 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. Now this is all the recipe called for, and I was just a little bit confused that there was no liquid. So I don't know, you need liquid to pressure cook, but I was like, well, maybe when the peaches start to thaw, that'll be the liquid. I don't know. But I had to jazz this recipe up. I needed some more flavor, so I added in some ground cinnamon along with some ground nutmeg and then a little bit of ground ginger. And then finally I added some vanilla. I do not know why the recipe didn't call for any of these ingredients. I don't know. I think Karen might have wrote this recipe. Y'all know who Karen is, but Crystal had to put some flavor on it. So I put in those spices, I added the vanilla, and then I stirred everything together. And I grabbed the pressure cooker lid and I closed it up, and then I made sure that the valve was set to seal, and I set it to cook on high pressure for 3 minutes. While the peaches were cooking, I worked on the topping. I had 1 cup of self-rising flour, 3 tablespoons of granulated sugar, a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Then I added to that 2/3 cups heavy cream and 2 tablespoons of melted butter. The recipe called for 1 tablespoon, but I did 2 because butter. So I mixed that all together, and you're supposed to keep mixing and stirring until a sticky dough is formed, and you don't want any dry spots. So if you see any dry spots, just add a little bit more cream and just keep mixing until you get this consistency right here. So while the pressure cooker was coming to pressure, I did notice that some steam was escaping and condensation was forming on the outside. This is not supposed to happen, so I was a little concerned. And then here we go. Then it told me that I needed water. Since this was only cooking for 3 minutes, I went ahead and just left it alone because it did come to pressure. So once 3 minutes was up, I went ahead and released the pressure, and I thought I was gonna have burned peaches, but luckily I didn't. But they were just really caramelized, which is fine. It just added to the flavor. So I stirred up the peaches, and then I used 2 spoons to add the biscuit-like topping over the top, and then I gently spread it all over the top, and then I brushed the top of the dough with some heavy cream. And on all of my peach cobblers, I always top them with some sugar in the raw. So I went ahead and sprinkled some of that on top of this. And then I set it to bake at 325 degrees for 12 minutes. So here's what it looked like after the 12 minutes was up. I used the toothpick to check for doneness and it was done, but I wanted a little bit more color on it. So I closed it back up and I kicked up the temp to 375 for about 5 minutes. And then as you can see, when the timer goes off, it goes to cool, like the fan kind of blows some of the hot air out of the machine, and then you're able to open it. So here's what it looked like after I put a little color on it, and it was beautiful. And the only way I know how to eat peach cobbler is with some vanilla ice cream. So I scooped up some vanilla ice cream and then I put that peach cobbler right in the same bowl. And let me tell you, this was delicious. Now, I can't speak on the original recipe, but I will tell you that the crystal jazzed up version was bomb. Oh my gosh, so good. And my kids tore it up. So if you happen to have this gadget already, and if you plan on getting it, definitely make some peach cobbler. Oh, and I wanted to show you the bottom of the insert. Nothing stuck to it, nothing was burned down. It was actually burned on. It was really easy to clean. And while I was editing this, look what came in the mail. Or I should say, look what was delivered. I got the 8-quart version. So here's what they look like side by side. And here's what the fryer baskets look like side by side. Yeah, I got an email that the 8-quart was available yesterday and I snagged it up. And it actually sold out yesterday and then it was on my doorstep today. Crazy, right? But I prefer to have a larger cooking vessel so I can cook more food for my family. But anyways, I will have a couple of recipes featuring the 8-quart coming up next because I did some macaroni and cheese and some country ribs, and oh my god, so good. So anyways, you know the drill. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear what you think about this new gadget. And if you're here and you're not yet subscribed, go ahead and click that red button and also tap that bell so you're notified when I upload my next video. As always, thanks so much for watching, and remember, get out of that drive-thru and get into the kitchen. Bye!